Welcome once again to Lester Real Estate and Investment Program. This is your realtor and investor, Lester Witherspoon, saying, thanks for taking time of your busy schedule and to be a part of our program. We're always glad to have you. We appreciate it very highly. And if you know anyone who thinking about buying or selling, please share the program with us. Share the link with them so they can join the program, or just share the program with them, or give them my number, or let me know and I will definitely call them. So thanks again. We're glad to have you, and we hope you'll learn something today from the program. So thanks. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so excited always to be with you. Today, we will be sharing with you 7 mistakes that sellers make or when they're trying to sell their home. 7 mistakes that sellers make. Now, there are several things. No matter buying a home, selling a home can be challenging. Honestly, selling a home can be challenging, especially when in a buyer's market. When you're in a seller's market, sometimes you get away with things because the competition is so high and people are so excited they just come offering prices above and beyond the market price. So sometimes you skip a lot of stuff, but when it's a buyer's market, it's very much challenging. And what makes matters worse is when that seller has become attached to that property. And they have that a lot of emotions going on when it comes to selling the property. They get uneasy. They kind of never. So there's a lot that go on. So selling a property sometimes can be very challenging. So sellers are start by today. If you're thinking about selling your home, or if you process sell, if you have the house on the market, or you think about putting your house on the market, or you're planning the future to sell your property, these are just some tips that I start by to share with you today, so you can be mindful of them. So as you plan in the future or now to sell your home, you can be aware and as you go through the process of selling your property. Now, the first tip that I want to share with you that sellers, the mistake that sellers make, sellers, they have a habit of setting unrealistic price on the property. They set the sales price far above what is worth compared to other properties in the market. Now, you see, when you're trying to sell your property, you have to know what other properties in the area were recently sold for. And that's where the buyers come in. Your agent come in. Because your agent will advise you as to what the prices in that area, the houses in that area recently sold for, and we will show you other steps to how to go about pricing your property. But some sellers, they think they know it all, they want to do their own thing, and then they end up facing problems because they carry the price above and beyond the market price. And trust me, if you carry your price very high above the market price, that property will stay long on the market. That property will sit on that market for a while. Because you see, buyers are smart nowadays. They come in to look at your property, but they're looking at other properties as well. You see, they're not only looking at your property, they're looking at several other properties. And they will see similar property to your property in the market, and they will be doing their evaluations. And if they see you got the same comps, the same things in your property, like the next property next door, and your price is very high, they're not coming to yours, they're going to the next one and buying that. Because everyone want the best, but they want it at a reduced rate. You see? So it's always good as a seller, don't overprice your house. Don't overprice. What I advise bank sellers to do, I always try to do what you call a CMA, a market analysis for them, or what the prices in the area houses were recently sold for. I try to do that analysis for them. And then I try to encourage them for to come a little lower than what the market price is. 9 out of 10 times you have a lot more offers for your property. And 9 out of 10 times you will also have people going above the price. Because so many persons looking at it and say, oh, this price, I might like it, it's low. I think I need to go a little higher. And you get prices that will be above the market price. 9 out of 10 times it has happened before, several times. So that's why I always encourage my sellers when working with sellers. Look, this is what it looked like. This is how much it costing. I mean, if they want the prices going for, let us go use this strategy. And it have worked every time I used it. We got prices above the asking price. You see? But when you try to go above what the market value is for your house, your property will stay long in the market. And then you will end up reducing the price, and then you're losing money. When you're trying to avoid, you're avoiding in the initial stage. You see? So don't try to play smart and try to carry your horse high and press high and think, people will come. People will come sometimes. Sometimes we check the prices out, sometimes they don't want to come. If you're lucky sometimes, you will get people to come and see it, and you're not getting that one offer. Sometimes you're not getting nobody to come and see it. After they have done the market analysis, have checked all the stuff out, and they see, no, this is what price, don't waste my time, I'm not going to see this one. They're going somewhere else. You see? That's what they do. So it's always good to price your house within the market analysis in that area. The price range that for that area, you price your house. And trust me, if you come a little bit lower than what the market analysis is saying, what the prices are in that area, you will get more offers, and some of them will be even above. You think I'm trying? Just try it and see. And you see if it not work. It will work. It has worked several times for me. And I'm sure it can work for you too. Just trying to throw that out. And the second thing that mistake that sellers make is that they try to predict the market. Sellers try to time the market and predict the market. That's another mistake they make. Because there's no one that can 100% predict the market with certainty. It's almost impossible. Almost impossible to predict the market with certainty 100% that it will happen this way and happen. It will barely happen. Because you see, all these predictions that are going on, they're all speculations. Some people predicting that the rate will go up, some predicting it will come down, some predicting it will be like this for a while. So they're all predictions. It's all based on economic factors that are going on in the market. And factors change each and every day. You see? So, based on what the dynamics that go on in the market, that affect the prices. See? So when you think you know it all, Mr. Seller or Mr. Seller, and you try to predict and you try to do it your way, sometimes you make a huge mistake. Then your property, it will not sell. It will sit on the market for the longest. You have to end up bringing the price down or withdrawing it from the market or something you will end up doing. Because it will not work. It's always good to make sure you follow all the indicators that are out there. Don't go along with the market comes, all the variables that are prevailing in the market at the time, and come up with a price that you know will make sure that your house will sell and sell fast. So don't play smart. Don't try to think you're smarter than everybody else, because buyers are smart. They're not just going to just jump for the first thing they see. No, they will not. So my encouragement to you is that don't try to outsmart. Don't try to think you know it all and try to think you can predict everything will happen. Because now at the time, it will not happen. Yeah, it will not happen. It will not. The third mistake that sellers make is that they fail to do the needed repairs. They fail to do repairs on the property before putting on the market. So sellers think they're so smart. Oh, leave that alone. You get an agent will advise them, we will fix the. Oh, that's not necessary. You just let focus on this. And your property end up. See what happened? When buyers come look at your property, and they see the faucet leaking, the drips. They see there's a leak under the sink. They see all of these small little things happening in the property. You know what's running through their mind? I wonder what happened to the heating system. I wonder what happened to the water system. Did I look at, if we cannot fix these small little things, how will he be able to fix the bigger ones? Then they start getting down in the property, in the mind right away about your property. You start building up doubts in your mind right away about your property. Because if a father can say, if you can fix the little things that are easy to fix, you will not fix the bigger things. Mm-hmm. And then they will leave your property right there and go to another one. You see? So it's always good to do your repairs. It's always good to repair. What I advise my sellers, we want to put your property, avoid surprises. Because normally you put, and again, I don't blame sellers because you don't know sometimes some of these things will happen to your property. You don't know. You don't know. But what I encourage my sellers to do is to do a pre-listing inspection. By that I mean, I encourage them to get a home inspector to come check the property out to find out what is wrong with the property. And when they find out what's wrong with the property, then they try to repair those things before put on the market. So once the property is on the market and buyers come, what we do, we give them a copy of the report, the inspection report that we already have done, and give them the receipts that have been repaired. So they can see that an inspection already done to the property already, all the repairs have been made, they will check all out, and then there's no issue right there. A faster deal. See what I'm saying? So that's how you preempt things. You see? Then you get people, whether they know that you earn this, you straight up, and they know that you really want to sell the property, they know you have done your homework well. And they'll be more interested in buying your property. But when you try to play smart and say, oh, leave that thing, leave that thing, don't bother about that, don't do this, don't do that, you will end up losing. Many buyers will come and pass through your property, will not buy a property. Many buyers, they will not. They will not, because if their fear is, if you can fix the smaller ones, you will not fix the bigger ones. So it's good to do your repairs. It's always good to do your repairs on your property. Always good to repair your property before putting on the market to sell. Make sure your property is move-in ready. Because that's what buyers looking for. Move-in ready property to buy. Nobody want to buy a property and then come do 100% repairs on property before they move in. Buy it and then they got to have more expensive in repairing the property again. Who want to do that? Nobody want to do that. So in order for your property to sell and sell fast, make sure you do your repairs to avoid any surprises as you move through the process. Make sure you do your repairs. The next mistake that sellers make is that they neglect to stage the home. You want to put your house on the market, but then they neglect to stage the home. Now, whether the property is vacant or whether you occupy the property still, it's always good to stage that property. What do I mean by stage the property? That means you fix the property up in such a way that when a buyer comes to look at your property, they can imagine themselves living in that property. If you still live in the property, that makes sure all your beds are properly made up, nicely made up. Make sure the kitchen clean and everything. Anything that on the counter that don't necessarily move them from the countertop. Remove them. All those junk that you had your property for I don't know how many years, get them out. Make sure the property is not cluttered up. Make sure you have decluttered the property. So when they come, they can see through the property. They can see all the light coming in, and they see, make that they can see themselves living in the property. You see? So staging your property is good. If you can afford it, you can get a professional stager, but you got to pay some money for that. You don't necessarily have to get a professional stager. You can do it yourself. And your realtors can help you and give you some pointers. Can work with you if you can afford it, because definitely staging, you got to pay for it. You got to hire a stager that will come and stage your home, and you pay them a certain price. And they will do it for you. If you can afford it, fine. If you can afford it, you can do it yourself. Make the property presentable. Make it more appealing. It will be more appealing when you stage that property. The person comes and says, oh yes, my bed can fit right here. Oh, the dining room table can fit here. The living room, oh, the TV can be on the wall. They can picture themselves living in the property. So stage your property. Whether you're in it or not, stage the property. It's good. But if you can afford it, well, make sure it's clean. At least make sure it's clean. And the property will repair. You have to do all the repair, clean, and move in ready. Don't try to sell a property with all the window cracked, the walls all dirty, people will not easily buy a property like that. So do your homework and do it well, and then you sell the property as fast as as soon as possible. The fifth thing that mistake that sellers make, the fifth mistake that sellers make is that they evaluate the offers based on the price, the highest price. And that's a huge mistake. Because that offer, it just at a price. It just, because you see, that's suppose you put the house on the market for $375. Somebody can give $400,000. You see, you're so excited yet you take it. There are so many other factors you take into consideration when you're trying to accept an offer for your property. I have encouraged my buyer, my seller to turn an offer down before because of other factors that were in the offer. Because what you want to know, there are several things you want to know when you're trying to get an offer. First, yes, you look at it, the price. If the price is high, good. The next thing you want to know, are there contingencies? What do I mean by contingencies? Whether are there home inspection contingencies? That means the buyer is saying to you, I will buy your house based on this, on these factors. That if there's anything wrong with the house, you gotta repair it. That's based on a home inspection. I will buy your property based on a home inspection report. If there's anything wrong, you need to fix it. It's a contingency. You see? So you gotta make sure, and they got the appraisal contingency, where you selling the property, the lender that the buyer is getting will send an independent appraiser to evaluate that property, to see whether the amount you put on that property to sell is worth it. Some people, they waive it. Some buyers waive it and say whether it is the price or not. I like this property, I will buy it. That means when the buyer comes and the property, the price is higher than what the property is valued, they will pay the difference. The buyer will take the property and pay that difference. That's what it means. When you waive that property, the price of contingency. You see? So you gotta look, these are a lot of factors you gotta take into consideration. You gotta look at the contingencies. You see? Another thing you want to look at too, the financing option. Because you see, when you get a pre-approval, it doesn't mean that you fully qualify. No. You are not fully qualified. You can either be pre-qualified or be pre-approved. So when the listing agent receives that offer, he needs to determine whether you are fully approved or whether you have been pre-qualified. That means you just went to the lender and say, oh, I mean, this is how I got my bank account, this is how I made this my credit score, and the mayor take it by what you tell him and give you a pre-qualification letter. It means that you clear and done. But when you go to your lender and the lender take all the information that you tell him or her, and he send it to the underwriter, and the writer verify the information, then you are well pre-approved. Yes. You see? So you want to make sure the actual position as a seller, what kind of approval that person got. You see? You get a person pre-qualified, doesn't mean that they go closing. Because we have had these before that failed. Because the person was pre-qualified, and then when the lender double check, when he went to the underwriter, the person said, no, the person cannot close. They have a lot of problems. We couldn't close that. We got to put the property back in the market. You see? So as a listing agent, you want to make sure as you receive offer, what is the condition of that particular proposed buyer that come and buy? You see? So you gotta look at the price. You gotta take all these into consideration. Another thing you want to take into consideration again is the closing date. If the person got made an offer for your price is $375. The person made an offer of $400,000, but they want closing in 60 days. They have all the contingency you can think about. They asking for closing cost assistance, all that. Is that a good offer? No. You got another person who come to see your property who offering maybe $385. The house is $375, person offer $385, and they don't have any contingencies. They want to close in 30 to 45 days. They didn't ask for no closing cost assistance. That's a good deal. That is a far better deal than that person who want to offer $400,000 and asking for $15,000 or $20,000 closing call assistance, and want all the contingencies met, want everything that you can think about. That's not a better offer. No. We have 10 offers done like that before. So you got to know exactly what your offer entails. So don't just accept offer based on the price. You got to look at it, you got to read the entire offer, understand the details, and then make an informed decision based on that. Then you can decide which offer you want. But you got to make sure you do that first. It will take you a long way. It will take you a long way. It'll take you a long way, for real. It'll take you a long way. I'll be honest with you. Because you can get way to the closing date. And you say, no, the person can't make it, can't go get close. Because what you want to hear as the closing date draw nigh is the underwriter saying you are CTC. That means you are clear to close, CTC. When you get that clearance as a buyer, you can be jumping up, that you know you can move forward with your closing. But you get almost close to the closing date, and say, nope, no CTC, you can't close that property. Yeah. So be careful. Yeah. Okay. The sixth thing is that the sixth mistake that most sellers make is that they get emotional about the process. They act emotional when it comes to the process of the home, the selling of the home. Some of them get so attached to the home and they don't want to lose their home. They still want to they want to sell, but they want to sell. They still in between. You see? And then they feel insulted after they have made all the repairs and you come with a low ballpark offer. Then they get emotional about that. Some they get mad. Some they get mad when you tell them about repairs. Oh, I've done this, I've done that. They get so emotional. They fail to forget that they have the opportunity to do a counter offer. Because when a buyer comes and send you an offer, you have already to review that offer, to accept it, deny it, or make a counter offer. So if you look at the entire offer and you see that certain parts are good and certain parts are not good, the one that are not good and certain parts you can make a counter offer. Say, look, this part of your offer is good, but if you can just do these other 1, 2, 3, we'll accept the offer for you. And then they will go back to the drawing board and then they can discuss and see how better you come with something. But so you have that option as a seller. So don't be emotional about the process. Always good to be level-headed. Look at every option that comes to you, review it in entirety, and see what you can do about it. You see, that will take you far. And you see, so take it easy. Discuss with your realtor, see how best you can move forward, and watch me. Trust me, you will be able to sell your house. Don't be emotional about the process. Don't be emotional about the process. And last but not the least is, it's always good to get a realtor. But some people think they know it all, want to sell the property themselves. Realtors are trained negotiators. Realtors are trained to negotiate in your behalf to make sure you get a good deal. You see, realtors got more exposure for your property than what you may have. You may just put it on for sale by owner or one or two. But the realtor have a lot of access where they can put your property out there. They have a lot of connections. They know exactly which string to pull. They know exactly how to properly price your property and all that. So it's always good to get a realtor when you are trying to sell a property. But some again think that they know all they want to do it all by themselves. And then they probably end up staying in the market for the longest. So when they start off on their own and then they don't end up getting a realtor. So I encourage you just go ahead and get a realtor that will work with you, that's very knowledgeable, willing and ready to work with you, and make sure that you get a good deal for your property. So these are some of the tips I just stopped by to share with you today. As you plan to sell your property or what you plan in the future or now, these are things you need to take into consideration and be mindful of. And once you do these things, I can guarantee you, I can assure you that the selling of property will be smooth. You have no problem. You may have some up and down, but it will not be as major if you want to do it on your own or if you want to take things in your own hand. So I hope you learned something. I hope it was beneficial to you. If you know anybody who you think need this information, please share with them. You don't need my permission. Go right ahead and share with them. And if you know anyone who's looking for a realtor who don't have a realtor, feel free to call me or text me. My number is 302-310-0621. Again, my cell phone number is 302-310-0621. And my business direct number is 667-290-5051. Again, my business direct number, 667-290-5051. Feel free or just put a comment below, and I will definitely get back to you at my earliest convenience. So with that, we say thanks for taking time out. We really appreciate it. And again, share with anybody. And I look forward to keeping in touch with you. I look forward to seeing you again on the program. Always good to have you. Hope you enjoy the rest of the day and have a wonderful rest of the week. Until then, this is your realtor and investor, Lester Witherspoon, saying bye for now, and I will definitely keep in touch. Take care.